my late husband's. But it really is about all of the people that have volunteered and participated in the last 20 years. They have made the Mark Howlett Foundation.
Well, Fremantle Arts Centre is committed to connecting with the local arts scene. That is obviously one of its most important functions. And Mark Howlett Foundation seems particularly important to us because it's true that most of the artists that have been commissioned by the foundation are Freo-based. And so that is a key reason. So there's a very local and community reason to do it, as well as a larger reason to do it, which reflects the larger importance of MHF to the Western Australian arts scene.
The Mark Howlett Foundation is a not-for-profit organisation that is made up of a board of between 9 and 12 people, and we essentially project manage an art project every 18 months, usually 12 months to 18 months. It's an organisation that is specifically focuses on visual arts, and we try to create a project that is for a mid-career artist. So our agenda is to help mid-career artists.
They can be programmatically quite stressful in delivering things on time and having shows and public sort of events and all sorts of things. But in general, I think what we've seen is that the network that drives, the sort of board that is the sort of core of that network, needs to essentially be a very good group of friends who get on very well, who share a very similar set of values in the way in which we think about it. If there's anything that kind of has been the key determining success factor of this kind of organisation is the fact that someone like Penny is still very, very close with Giles Hone and George Haynes and Jeremy Curran-Ward, and all of those kind of relationships are still intact after 20 years. That's a pretty incredible feat.
That period of when they're on the board has to be familiar with what's going on in the art scene. We don't like the idea of anybody applying because we were all opposed to artists having to jump through hoops to get something. So it was really, the onus was on the board to search out, a group of shortlisted artists and present those artists to the greater board and discuss it. And so it was through a series of sort of shortlisting without any of the artists being aware that they're actually on a list.
So I gathered a whole studio full of objects and made them in the first 6 or 7 months, and that also then became part of the pressure because then I had to make decisions about all these things that I've made. So it was just fantastic to be able to have that experience of just the absolute freedom of just going the hack on everything and seeing what got to which point in thinking and making them.
The studio visits were great fun, but they were also a bit what are people going to think? And I think they went well. They were always very pleasant kind of afternoons or whatever, but it was, people walking around your studio and looking at stuff, which is kind of nice because it's nice to show the background to what happens when you're making work. But also that, people would go, oh, I really like that, and you're going, oh no, or I'm not sure I like that, so it might not go in the show, that kind of thing was,
Subscribers are paying up front for something. What they get, information we give them at the beginning is usually a brochure that gives them a bit of an idea of what the artist does and is doing currently, in their CV and things like that. At the end of the project, in this wonderful exhibition where all the work's up and around them, then there is a ballot where the subscribers receive the work that they're going to get, and they don't know what it is.
It's the only one left. So what we've done this time is we've put together everyone's names who are subscribers on the internal wheel. You've probably worked this out actually. On the internal wheel, and on the outside wheel are the numbers. And what will happen is that there will be some spinning, and the outside wheel and the inside wheel spin in opposite directions. And at a certain point the wheel will stop, and that's that. You will get your number immediately.
I didn't feel I was very philanthropic being in the Mark Howlett Foundation. I thought I got more than the artist did out of it, to be perfectly honest. Perhaps, no, because even in the earlier years the subscription fee was not even any what it was today. I've got a body of work now of Western Australian artists that have actually wanted to own.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I've managed to do it all in 1 year.
Exactly.
So this is win-win.
It is win-win, exactly right.
For me personally, I think it's a huge advantage. I feel very lucky to have come in and get a suite of 12 artists. And as I said, that I know most of them, and I love them all, and I'm one of all of them now, which is just a beautiful thing.
And what did you win tonight?
I won an Evelyn Cotard, and I'm just waiting to see if someone wants to come and pry it out of my hands, because the answer's no. I'm keeping it.
An exhibition opening is always a celebration for people, but the dinner's just taken that little bit further, where people can really get to know each other, and there are speeches and there are thank yous, and again, so we sort of we try and make everything feel good.
I am wearing my game show host outfit because this is a game show, and I think that what I really need to complete the picture is probably a beautiful girl on rollerblade skates. Yeah. So I've rustled the roller girl up.
And because things were going well and we all loved doing these projects, we kept on doing them until we got to 20 years, you know, and then we thought, hey, good time to stop.
And I only hope that there is something that might continue, might spark up again. There might be another chapter or another kind of project that has the same vision and the ambition that Mark and Penny and Giles and George had in the very beginning. One can only live in hope of those things occurring in Perth and in Fremantle again.